Okay, so I've decided to make this video because I'm currently at the ending point of my credential program for multiple subject, and I just feel that there's a lot of things that universities, college counselors, professors, just everyone along the way doesn't tell you when you're in the process of becoming a teacher that I feel would have been so beneficial for me to have known when I was going through the process. I feel that it would help me a lot more right now where I am and when I'm searching for jobs in the job market had I have known a few things prior to my college experience than I do at the point that I am right now with almost having my credential. So some of the things that I wanted to go over is your choice in your bachelor's degree that you're going to be getting. Normally when you're going to become a teacher, the counselors will give you two options of a major that most teachers that are multiple subject are going to be majoring in order to get their multiple subject credential. The first option that they usually give you is liberal studies, and the second one is child development. And I'm here to say that's not your only option, nor is that the option that you should take. So, liberal studies is going to be a little bit more historical based, and child development is going to be a little bit more psychology based. These are both great and amazing majors. I love my major, child development. I think it's awesome. I learned a lot. However, it didn't benefit me the most that it could have had I have chosen another option that I'm now aware of. So, basically, when you're going to become an elementary school teacher or even a high school teacher for that matter, it really, really does not matter what you get your bachelor's in. You can get your bachelor's in business, you can get your bachelor's in food and nutrition, it does not matter. What matters to becoming a teacher is the actual credential program itself, and prior to that, it really doesn't matter what you get your bachelor's in, you just need a bachelor. And so, these are two things that I recently found out that I wish that I would have made different decisions, which is the basis of me doing this video, so other people can make smarter choices and not find out the same information I have this late in the process. So this let me back up a little bit here. So at the end of your credential, you are going to be shown that there's two different types of credentials here. So when you're going in to get your bachelor's, like I was saying, you can get it in anything that you want. I'm gonna just kind of go on the road here of a multiple subject credential teacher because that's the road that I'm on, so I know a little bit more about it, but I can answer other questions if anyone has them. But I'm just going to use multiple subject as an example. So, so this is where I'm going to go with it. When you're going to get your bachelor's as a multiple subject teacher, I would get it in English, history, math, or science. Do it in the area that you feel most comfortable and that you are most interested in. And I will tell you why a little bit later. So I would get my bachelor in one of those four subjects. Then you need to go on to your actual credential, which takes about a year to complete if you do it full time. And this is going to include your student teaching and some of the tests that you need to do in order to get there. In order to get into the credential program, you need to have passed your CBEST, which is a very basic skills test showing that you know your basics of English and math, along with a few writing assignments. And then you're going to need to take your CSET. This is going to be the very basic knowledge that you need in all subject areas. It's going to consist of English, history, science, math, child development, and PE. That is where child development helped me. However, I could have passed it had I not been a child development major. So these are the two tests that you need in order to get into the credential program. Then once you're in the credential program, you need to take something called the RECA. The RECA is a reading test to show that you have the knowledge in order to be able to teach your students reading instruction and differentiate that instruction to all of their diverse needs. So after you're in the credential program and you apply for your preliminary credential, which is the credential that you get based off of completion of your student teaching, you will be authorized to teach grades K through 8th, but most of the time in the districts it's going to be grades K through 5th. And once you get that, there's two different types of alternate credentials that you can get for authorization to teach older and higher grades if you ever so choose to. So this is where it gets a little bit confusing, so go ahead and stick with me. If you have additional questions, go ahead and write in the comment box below, and I'll be happy to answer any questions that you guys have, because I'm very knowledgeable about this subject, these areas now, and I can confidently answer your questions. So these are the two things here. I majored, no, let me start at a different part here. So if you had majored, how I was saying, in English, history, math, or science, and you just completed your multiple subject credential, you are now authorized to teach whatever subject you got your bachelor's in. So for example, if I would have gotten my bachelor's degree in English, I am now authorized, because of the amount of coursework that I have taken, to be credentialed in English single subject credential without having to go through the credential process for single subject or student teaching in that. Student teaching is basically the state's way of ensuring that you know how to teach. So after you have your multiple subject credential, your preliminary one, they know you know how to teach at that point. And so if you have gotten your bachelor's degree in English or a different subject area, under No Child Left Behind, you are legally by the state allowed to teach that subject for all the way up until 12th grade. So along with taking one methods course at a college, which is only 3 units a semester or a quarter's worth. So had I majored in English, history, science, or math, I would now be qualified, along with my multiple subject, sorry, my TV went on. I'd now be qualified, along with my multiple subject, to teach in one of those 4 areas all the way up until 12th grade. However, I got my bachelor's in child development. So this was one type of alternate credential that you can get, and this is Nickel-B certified, which is No Child Left Behind certified. You are absolutely 100% in any district allowed to teach the subject area that you got your bachelor's degree in any district, and be cleared for that credential without having to go through the whole entire student teaching process again. So that's one. The other one is, which I'm currently doing right now, is a supplementary authorization. And what this is if you teach child development or if you got your bachelor's degree in child development or liberal studies, you finished your multiple subject credential, and you have at least 20 units in English, math, science, history, or a few other subjects. I know one of them is computer science. There's even like health science, just all different types of things, home economics, whatever. So if you have at least 20 units within that subject, then you're qualified for a supplementary credential. And this is not No Child Left Behind certified. It doesn't certify you under No Child Left Behind, which means that only some districts up to 9th grade, not 12th grade, 9th grade, will allow you to teach that subject in their school. So right now I have a supplementary authorization credential for social science and for English, which means I have 20 units in each of those subject areas, either through my undergrad or my graduate school, which in my case was undergrad. So because I have 20 units in each of those subject areas, in some districts, which means I would be allowed to teach English or social science all the way up until 9th grade. However, because it's not No Child Left Behind certified, not all districts will accept it. And so it's still good to have the supplementary credential, because when teachers, for example, are getting pink slipped or things like that, you have that on record to show that you're authorized to be able to teach more subject areas at a higher level. But it would definitely be a lot nicer if I had majored in English, to be able to have that as a backup without having to take the CSET, and still be able to teach English all the way up into 9th grade, which I would have been able to have done if I had majored in one of the 4 core subject areas. So this is just some of the information that I wanted to give you guys, because I wish that I would have had it upon graduating with my credential right now. It just would have given me a broader range of career opportunities once I was applying for jobs. So if you guys have any questions, please comment below. I'd be happy to clarify or answer any additional questions that you might have. So thanks for listening, and I hope you understood. Thanks.